following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys! This is Mick Shots.
Streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app.
Now, here are Bill Jones, Heckma Harrison, Everson Walls, and Mickey Spagnola.
It is a Wednesday morning inside the SWBC podcast studio here at the Star in Frisco and at the corner of Ventura and Vintage in Oxnard, California. It is a Deja Blue edition of Mick Shots. The final one for Mickey Spagnola in Oxnard, California. The reason I said it's a Deja Blue edition is because Paul here there's no replacing Producer Supreme. He's trying to.
Said off camera.
Producer Paul is coming on strong here as he's provided us all with waters, which has never happened before.
Never, ever has that happened.
Producer Supreme era.
I can just
producing
hear him now talking trash over there.
Producer Supreme is
out of
with
earshot.
He's with Mickey in Oxnard, and he's probably yelling. You probably hear him off camera right now. But you got Bill Jones, you got Everson Walls, you got Heckma Harrison, and you got Mickey Spagnola one final time in Oxnard.
No, you got to do it on the corner. Come on now.
I did it already.
You did it already on the corner of
Vintage and Vintage.
Oh, okay, right. I'm sorry.
Vineyard.
Yeah.
Vineyard.
Vintage,
Okay.
Vineyard. Yeah.
I just love the way you say it.
The corner of Vineyard and Ventura.
It's like, man, is there any Grey Poupon?
It's like that out here. Yeah, we don't feel no Grey Poupon out here.
Mickey, you're a Chicago guy, and this will get under your skin. It's like the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Where is that the corner of? He's a White
I'm not
Sox
a Cubs fan.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He's White Sox.
He's White Sox.
That's an insult, isn't it?
Yeah. That was a way to shut up Mickey right there. Mickey, we got a 2-hour practice staring us in the face today out there in Oxnard, don't we?
Yeah, one last big practice. Now they'll do something tomorrow earlier, 9 a.m. Here. Before we head to the buses to go to LAX to fly back home. But yeah, it went an hour 45 yesterday and 2-hour practice today. So last big practice out here, and we'll see if they do much either today or tomorrow to maybe somewhat prepare to play the Ravens on Saturday.
Okay, well, as this training camp opened some 3 weeks ago, 3.5 weeks ago, however long it's been, there were plenty of questions to be answered. I'm not sure how many we've answered so far.
None.
Are you about to throw that question? Don't do me like that.
So I'm like, okay, Heckma and Everson, give me one question you would like answered by Mickey Spagnola. What do you think?
Come on.
One question.
Come on, Everson.
One question from Spags.
We just had an hour and 45-minute practice yesterday.
Okay.
And had the coordinators available also the other day. And since we last convened on Monday, and that was on Monday, the coordinators as well as Schottenheimer. What's one question, though, you've got is they are about to break camp tomorrow.
Mickey, did they trim the fat from the game? Did they trim any fat from our roster according to what they saw on Saturday evening?
Well, there's if you're asking if trimming the fat as in trimming players from the roster,
What the heck you think I mean?
they don't have to do. In contrast to years past, in contrast to years past, it's all one big cut down day, which is 2 weeks from yesterday.
Okay. So then they have to continue practicing with the same
fat.
Yeah.
Lack of better words.
There has been talk, though, Mickey, about depth chart changes. Do you notice anything different as far as, and that kind of gets to trimming the fat there that Everson wants you to get at? Do you notice anything different from practice yesterday?
Can I give you a Tom Landry answer to that?
Yes, please.
No, not really.
Yeah, that sounds like Tom. Yeah, very exciting the way you.
As a matter of fact, the other day I heard Schottenheimer say that as part of the answer, and he said, "No, not really." And I said, "Oh no, not Landry."
Sounds like Mickey was victimized by that back in the day by Coach Landry. Maybe Mickey asked a question and
first time.
Go ahead, Mickey.
I was going to say when I got here the first year, and I got up a nerve to ask him a question during the Tuesday press conference, and I had this beautiful question. I had an idea of what I was going to write, and I said, okay, I'm asking a question. And I asked the question. It was a very good question, by the way, and I got, no, not really.
That was it.
And I was like, that's all I got.
Oh.
You got to be ready for the follow-up, Spags.
He wasn't.
Yeah, I was. I got shocked, right? But I wrote the story anyway. I just wrote it without him.
I think you do that a lot, Spags. You just kind of just write stories without really checking with anybody.
That's what a columnist is supposed to do, right?
Oh, that's right.
Have an opinion.
That's right. Heckma, what's your big question?
I just really want
you want to follow up.
Follow
the
up.
Attorney over here wants to follow up.
Follow up, yes.
That's funny.
Hey, I want you to know, Producer Supreme just showed up with 4 bottles of water and a towel if I start sweating.
Wow.
Yeah, but no one's burning up out there. I mean, this is...
No,
And a towel.
I will say this. Producer Supreme was great supplying us with water out there. Okay.
Out there.
Because it's free.
And
it's
I got
right
Fritos.
It's right there in a machine right next to where Mickey is right there on the tennis court.
No, but Spags, really...
I got chili cheese Fritos.
Okay.
That's too early in the morning.
Yeah, that's one of our sponsors, but go ahead, Emerson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Boy, you guys are getting it in. I was just going to say, was there any sense of urgency or any change in the practice at all? Did you hear Coach yelling at anybody? Did you see any unusual demands that was put upon the players?
Everson wants some accountability for this Saturday night game.
I want accountability. I want accountability.
Well,
I want to see change.
Did you hear the press conference on Monday?
I did, and the coach did have some accountability.
Okay, what did he say?
He demoted himself. He demoted himself from the post-game prayer. Oh, that was hilarious.
That was funny.
He cussed during the post-game prayer, right? And he said,
wow.
He said he was told that Sam Williams turned to Dak and said, "Are you supposed to cuss when you're praying?"
No, he said, "Can you cuss when you pray?" And just knowing Sam Williams, that had to be so hilarious. That got to crack up.
I can imagine you can, but I'm not God.
He went total Ricky Bobby doing the prayer at that dinner in the movie, right?
And they played the Will Ferrell scene at the team meeting on Monday.
Well, you can proceed to heck, man, because I'm done with this guy right now. As the attorney say, I'm done with this
Well,
witness.
ask a good question.
I'm done with this witness. I'm done with this witness, Your Honor.
Okay.
For me, I think, there are some names that we were talking about just Monday, guys that popped, and just knowing that they're undrafted free agents, a guy like number 38, Elijah Clark, that we were talking about, and seeing him into maybe getting more reps, especially in this game versus Baltimore. And to me, I guess my question is, Mickey, have you seen him being thrust into a role as running with the ones? And that's really a telltale sign that a guy is going to get an opportunity this Saturday if he is playing with the ones or the twos.
He's been playing with the twos, and he got yesterday. I did see he got a lot of snaps. So, although I'm trying to remember, it was 38 or 39 that had a little nick up and it didn't practice as much. I think
Smith.
he was out there. Yeah, he did
And then 48, Zion Childress was the other one.
Yeah, Childress did get first-team snaps on the nickel. So yeah, we'll see what happens today. They were kind of switching things up a little bit to give some guys reps with the first team. I mean, they're just searching right now. You know, what you're trying to do is give guys enough opportunity that you go, okay, I think that guy makes the team. I think that's what's happening with the majority of all these moves. Like T.J. Bass had been playing second team left guard, and now they got him working at center. There was a couple bad snaps, but, you know, he's not a full-time center. So they're just trying to see, you know, what his ability is to maybe be a backup guard, backup center. And then Brock Hoffman was still the second-team center most of the time, and then he switched to a little bit of guard, and they had Awesome Richards had been switching with Nate Thomas at first-team tackle, but Nate Thomas got all the snaps at tackle, and Awesome moved into left guard. So they're trying to see just how much he can do. And then they had Adeniji playing some first-team left tackle when they gave Nate Thomas a blow. But I think right now Nate Thomas is your starting left tackle. And it'll be interesting to see what he does between now and the season opener, if indeed, and I think he probably will have to play in that first or second game.
You know, and the other thing on T.J. Bass is when you look at their roster and as they open camp, your centers are the guys with potential to play center. Obviously, your starter, Cooper Beebe, and Brock Hoffman, who has played it in games here, and Dakota Shepley. And then they lost Dakota Shepley to an injury. And so even just to get through these last two preseason games, if you're not going to play Cooper Beebe much, then you got Brock Hoffman, who would have to play the entire game at center, and this gives them and that's what they did late in the game against the Rams. Bass played center, and as Schottenheimer said, and I believe in his Monday press conference, Awesome Richards is your emergency center. Emergency center.
Break glass in case of emergency.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to go that deep at the center position.
Right,
by the way.
But just to get through these games, usually you would have a rookie center that you've signed that has no chance of making the 53-man roster, but is a potential practice squad guy. The strategy that they use this year for their offensive line is they brought veteran guys in here to fill the 15 or 16 offensive line spots you have on your roster, and Dakota Shepley was that last center, and then he got hurt, and he's now he had an injury, and then he's not on the team.
And he's bye. They released him off the practice squad. Off the injured reserve with an injury settlement. Yeah.
I kind of like T.J. Bass though at center. Watching him the other outside of the couple of snaps that were low, and having that position flexibility is so important because he'll be right there with the chance to be on the game day roster every week of the season.
But Bill, how do you feel about the Cowboys not playing any of their starters on the offensive line? I mean, and you look around the league, and there are some teams like Cincinnati, Kansas City. They're coming out with their starters, and they're basically with the premise of we're going to start fast. Here, it's always been something different. You know, our guys are not going to play, and we're going to hold them out. And it used to be, was it the second to last preseason game when there was 4?
Yeah.
Now, this would obviously be the game that you would want to see.
You want to ramp up.
Well,
the ramp up, right?
Just take this week's opponent, Baltimore, and I was looking at them, studying them because I have to study them because I'm doing the game, and they started 3 of their offensive line starters last week against Indianapolis, and their left guard, who is a young guy that they're replacing Patrick McCarry, who signed with Jacksonville, and then their right side, a second-year guy, Roger Rosengarten at right tackle, and Faalele at right guard is the other one. So there are 2 primary guys, Ronnie Stanley and big money guys. The left tackle, Stanley, and their center, Tyler Linderbaum, did not play in the game. And so from the Cowboys standpoint, I fully expect them to play Tyler Booker this week, and probably you need Terrence Steele there for them to work side by side to get something going. I would imagine Cooper Beebe will play.
Were you taken aback when you didn't see Booker on the field when you got to the stadium?
Yeah, I thought
I was too.
I figured he would play some, but they said that, as Mickey can attest, they said they had a plan as far as their offensive line goes in that game and then going forward.
How'd that turn out for Philadelphia?
Oh God.
Well, and he got hurt in practice. Landon Dickerson got hurt in practice.
I know.
Yeah. But their backup got hurt in the game. Kenyon Green, who was supposed to step in for him, he's also hurt. So, and by the way,
see what you guys are forgetting. Can I just interject this? What you're forgetting is they had a scrimmage with the Rams on Tuesday, and those offensive linemen played extensively in the scrimmage. So I think Schottenheimer, as Bill said, had a plan on how many snaps he wanted these guys to get. And you didn't need to get all the snaps in the first game. I would imagine it doesn't do them any good to put one guy in there with 4 backups, right? You need all 5 guys in there together. So I would imagine they'll get a series or 2 in this game Saturday. I don't know if they'll get more in the last preseason game, but they need to play as a unit, not just one guy going in there, because that doesn't accomplish anything to put Booker in there with 4 backups or 3 guys that aren't going to make the team.
It was,
so I think that was the plan they had.
Was Tyler Smith at practice yesterday? Is he good to go?
He was at practice, yes.
He was. So he was taking his normal reps with his knee issue that he had
was
last
taking.
week.
Yeah, just probably not as many, Bill, but he was out there, yes.
Okay, we're just getting started, and I've got something that's making the rounds right now on social media that will get everybody alarmed when we come back on Mick Shots in just a moment.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pregame sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
AT&T has a new guarantee because most things in life are not guaranteed, like getting through self-checkout by yourself.
Warning, each item must be placed in the bagging area.
Not guaranteed.
Place item in the bagging area. Place item in the bagging area.
You know what AT&T guarantees? Connectivity you depend on, deals you want, and service you deserve. Or we make it right. Terms and conditions apply. Visit att.com/guarantee for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
The National Medal of Honor Museum is now open in Arlington, Texas, just a few blocks from AT&T Stadium. Immersive exhibits and exciting technology allow you to fly a rescue helicopter mission in Vietnam and have conversations with virtual Medal of Honor recipients. Come be inspired by these incredible stories of ordinary Americans who did the extraordinary. Get your tickets at mohmuseum.org.
Back to Mick Shots.
The boys are back. See your Dallas Cowboys up close at training camp August 19th and 20th at the Star in Frisco. Enjoy open practices, fun, and more. Admission is free. Learn more at dallascowboys.com/training camp.
Okay, we continue here with Mick Shots, and you follow at all the NFL top 100 players of 2025?
Sparingly.
That's been,
sparingly.
It's being counted down right now.
It has. I think I saw today that Michael was like 36, 38 or something like that.
Yeah, that's where.
I thought that was wrong.
Yeah, and that's what I just teased.
Oh, okay.
Mickey, Mickey, can you come up with 35 players in the league that are better than Micah Parsons? Micah Parsons came in at number 36 on the NFL top 100 players of 2025. Give me 35 players better than Micah.
I was trying to find 80 players better than Dak Prescott.
Yeah, that's a good one too. That's a good one also. And so who's ahead? Who do they have ahead of Micah?
Well, I haven't seen. They're revealing. They're counting it down. And
I thought maybe we had a roster.
Well, Dak was. I think Dak was. It was like 83, 79. There were quarterbacks that hadn't peed a drop in the league ahead of him.
Arch Manning was ahead of him.
I think so.
A couple high school quarterbacks. That ain't right.
But understand how they do the ranking. It's player voting.
Well, that doesn't help. I mean, it seems like the players should give us more respect than that.
Give Micah more respect.
Well, but you don't know how many players. You don't know how many players are voting. Like when they come to the team and they go, "Do you want to vote?" And I don't want to do it. And so, what's the percentage of guys on each team?
Yeah, I'd do it if they ask me.
Would you go 100?
What do you mean?
100. List 100 players.
Orally.
I'm not writing it down. You want to write it down? Mickey,
don't email it to him. Whatever you do.
Right.
Well, and the other thing is you're just doing it off the top of your head, so it's not like you're putting them in order.
Yeah. No,
it's not like they're giving it a lot.
And then where's CD Lamb? Where's CD? Do they have?
They're not done yet. So I'm assuming that CD Lamb is going to be much higher than they have Micah at 36. I thought it was disrespectful. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
You know, I think when it comes down to an edge rusher and where Micah is right now in his career, and why we're talking about him being the top paid edge rusher in the league, that was disingenuous at the best to have him at 36. But you know, like he just said, you know, you got Dak at 83 or whatever, and that obviously Dak is a much better quarterback than that and deserves more respect in this league than that.
And by the way, Everson, shouldn't the players be in support of their fellow player Micah, who's in a contract year right now? Aren't you going to support Micah to get as much money as possible and rank him as high as possible?
And I'm wondering if it's just me with this, you know, paranoia of being a former Cowboy. You know, it's just still a lot of hate out there on the Cowboys, man. I mean, I've seen commentators, pundits on TV, and they're former players, and man, some of them they start talking. They talk as gentlemen when the conversation is about. But then when the Cowboys come up, all of a sudden, they come out their bag, man, and they just start going crazy on us.
Yeah,
I mean, you'll catch a player, he's almost spitting into the microphone, I guess probably like I was yesterday, when it comes to talking about anything Dallas Cowboys. And I get it. They're not crazy about the owner, you know, because they think of arrogance, they think of rich and all of this.
They think of a franchise that's now valued at $12.8 billion.
And that's brings
news
some
this
type
morning,
of ire from these guys, man. I don't know why they feel so bad about that. The players themselves, we don't get that much. You know, the players get paid, but it's not like they're getting an elevated pay because of the fact that the franchise is so rich.
That's right, because Jerry's paying all his podcasters all that money.
Of course.
Yeah. $12.8 billion. Mickey, you saw that? That's the value of this franchise.
I did not see
That's breaking news this morning.
I didn't see the updated number.
Yeah, it's updated now to it leaped from $10 billion to $12.8 billion like that.
That does kind of make people mad.
Is there a date that they come out with this every year? It seems like the annual announcement of how much
right
the Dallas.
Now,
is that what it is? We can set our clocks by it.
It's just like the NFL has, and this was Sportico, I think it came out with it. But this is the talking season. Okay, games aren't till September 4th. Exactly. We don't have games to talk about, and so now we talk about the value of the franchises right now.
Well, we just know Everson's waiting until he gets to $15 billion before he buys it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that it is.
But at $15 billion, then he say he doesn't even need me anymore. That's probably what'll happen.
Yes, Mickey.
Do you think players are objective?
I do not. I think players are just.
And
like
here's
anybody
another
else.
thing: they know they know the most about players that they prepare to play against, right? They're not watching games all day long on, what the NFL, whatever that channel is. You can watch all the games. Yeah,
yes.
Red Zone. They're not watching Red Zone. Hell, most of them probably aren't watching Sunday night because they're played on Sunday afternoon, right?
They're traveling.
They're not watching.
I'm like
so
this. I feel
take
like
that
this.
all with a grain of salt.
I feel like this, that their players, they're going to pick players that they maybe were in college with or maybe went to high school with. They're going to pick players that come from their conferences from when they were in college. I'm sorry, I know you might get a little flustered here. It's just like media as well, Spags. You guys, just like anybody else, you're going to get along with the guys that you frequent with the most. When it comes to reporters, you're going to, if you with this reporter a lot, you're going to give him grace if there comes to, giving him any type of accolations or anything like that. There's going to be a discrimination or a favoritism in any genre that you speak of.
Yeah, so we spent way too much time talking about it.
Thank you.
Mickey, I didn't see you on the blue carpet the other night. Were you there at the blue carpet?
My invitation, I think my invitation's still coming on email.
Wow. You know what we're talking about, Everson?
Well, I don't know, but it sounds kind of sad. Why didn't
the
Mickey
Netflix documentary on the '90s Cowboys?
You know what, Everson? What do you actually do with your free time? You don't watch television. You're definitely not on social media. All right, you're not watching practice.
I am 65 years old.
What are you doing, Mr. Walls? You got to tell me what's happening in your life.
I did hear about the Netflix deal.
Okay,
and I was trying to tell the young lady that told me about it. I said, I didn't hear anything about this. I said they were probably concentrating more on the present Cowboys than in the past. And that's all I said about it. Because I didn't hear about anybody.
And you're absolutely wrong. They concentrated on the 90s Cowboys, not the current guys.
When I say these Cowboys, I mean Jerry Jones' success.
Rather than...
Yeah, I mean Jerry Jones' success.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. This is a Jerry Jones
Well,
production.
it's about him.
See? I didn't know.
It's about him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
did you know what the title
Michael
was?
Jordan. We got to have like 6 episodes or something like that.
I think there's like 9 or 10 episodes.
Tell them the title of.
It's a
Tell them the title of the series.
I can't. I have to find it.
The Gambler's good.
The Gambler, and I can't remember the rest of the title.
What is it, Mickey?
I just knew The Gambler, and so it's about Jerry, right?
And that's what I kept trying to tell the young lady. I said, I'm sure this is not about when I started playing. I told her this is probably something just about Jerry Jones.
It's
as I was being,
America's Team, The Gambler and His Cowboys is
Okay.
the title of the documentary.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Again, it comes at the right time, right before the season, and I've often complained that so many Cowboy fans right now have never even got an opportunity to experience what it was like to even have a Super Bowl or be a part of any of those dominant teams. So to relive it all over again, and obviously everybody knows how to get to Netflix and binge watch anything.
Yeah.
I think it's just another one of those genius marketing campaigns by Jerry to bring in some more fans to what is already a $12.5 billion.
12.8.
You think they're
I'm sorry.
12.8 billion.
Did I miss a point on that?
Don't shortchange them.
I can't. I can't do nothing with either of it. The point or the 12.
By the time we're into this show, it might be up to 13 billion. It's
Oh,
going up
man.
So what else is going on? Is there going to be also the Hard Knocks? Is there going to be an in-season team?
There is. It's not the Cowboys.
It's not the Cowboys.
So it doesn't matter.
Okay, I thought maybe it was going to be like, man, we're going to go full on Cowboys for the fall.
You know what, though? When we come back here on Mick Shots, we're going to go full-on Cowboys. This is our last show of this week. We get you ready for the Ravens-Cowboys on Saturday night. And Mickey will take a look back at the last 3.5 weeks in Oxnard when Mick Shots continues in a moment.
recollection. Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pregame sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
The National Medal of Honor Museum is now open in Arlington, Texas, just a few blocks from AT&T Stadium. Immersive exhibits and exciting technology allow you to fly a rescue helicopter mission in Vietnam and have conversations with virtual Medal of Honor recipients. Come be inspired by these incredible stories of ordinary Americans who did the extraordinary. Get your tickets at mohmuseum.org.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman here. As the official pitmaster of the Dallas Cowboys, you know I take cookware seriously, especially when it comes to America's team. So when the Cowboys are away, I'm putting my Yeti cast iron skillets to work to make my game day favorites for friends and family. I'm talking chicken fried steak, skillet queso, and peach cobbler. And just like the Cowboys are forever, so are these heirloom cast iron skillets. Check out the full line of skillets on Yeti.com or at a Yeti store near you.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Back to Mick Shots.
Cowboys Nation, the 2025 Dallas Cowboys schedule is officially here and limited tickets are available now. Get ready to bring the noise as you watch your Cowboys live at AT&T Stadium when they host NFC East rivals Eagles, Giants, and Commanders, plus Packers, Chiefs, Chargers, Vikings, and Cardinals. Visit DallasCowboys.com/tickets or SeatGeek.com, the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. And speaking of Cardinals, they also started their quarterback in the first quarter.
That's right. Kyler Murray played.
How about that?
That's right. I think I saw the breakdown was 16 starting quarterbacks played and 16 starting quarterbacks did not play. So it was an even split across the league. And by the way, as you rattle off those home games and the opponents, we've talked about the stretch from November 23rd until Christmas Day when the Cowboys play Philadelphia, Kansas City, Detroit, Minnesota, the Chargers, and Washington, which is the toughest stretch in the history of football based on what those teams' records were last year. You look at September. At Philadelphia, Giants at home, at Chicago, and then Green Bay. This team needs to get off to a good start, and that's not an easy schedule in September.
Heck no. 2 division rivals
Super Bowl
back to back.
Yep, and starting with a Super Bowl champion and ending with a September 28th with the Green Bay team. That'll be the pick of many to do good things, and they've been strong. Okay, just that random thought.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not a favorable schedule at all.
We kind of said that. We kind of said the same thing last year on how we have to get off fast. We didn't have a stretch in November. We had a nice stretch, as we always do in November, but we didn't have a November to Christmas Day thing. Last year we had to get off to a good start as well, and we did not.
Well, and then last year it was at Cleveland, which was a win, and the New Orleans game. The home opener against New Orleans.
Oh, God. Man, let's forget that.
And then Baltimore.
But you can't forget every New Orleans game.
We got to forget
every
that
time
one.
New Orleans comes in here, don't bring up that one. They run off my ass every damn time they get here.
That's right. Didn't matter whether Sean Payton's coaching them or Dennis Allen, who's now with the Bears. By the way, they've got the Bears in September. All right, Mickey, what are your thoughts as you enter the last full day in Oxnard today?
I think they still have some position questions to answer. And I guess the good thing is there's still, a week and a half of practice at the Star that's considered training camp before they get into their week of preparation late August for the first game on a Thursday night. The cornerback position is somewhat unsettled since we haven't seen Trayvon Diggs out there. Yeah. Savon Revel is still not practicing. Josh Butler is not practicing. Kalen Carson is not practicing. And they're trying to kind of piece this thing together. So the big question is, when will Diggs return? Can they get Revel ramped up to at least not have to go the first 4 weeks on PUP, which I think that's starting to look like what will take place. And who's going to play outside? See, they keep talking about Deron Bland can play outside, he can play inside. Well, to me, he's got to do both. When they're in base defense, he's the starting outside corner. When they go into nickel, they can move him inside, but now who's playing that outside corner? You have Kaiir Elam, who, if you follow the snaps in the opening game, those guys that didn't play are pretty much set to make this team and probably be starters. So you got Elam outside, but you need another corner if Bland moves inside, or if he stays outside on the nickel, then who's the nickel corner inside? And they've gone through about 2 or 3 different guys there trying to figure out who they're going to put on the nickel. And I think these games coming up will be very important to kind of settle that position and see what they're doing. They keep using Andrew Booth. He can't cover Heckma, right?
Whoa. Wait a minute. How you throw me in there?
That's a compliment.
Oh.
He means you got.
That was a compliment.
Okay.
That means you got some speed, right?
What are you talking about? What's going on here?
He's trying to say you got game.
I got it.
You got game.
Yeah.
Bill.
You got game.
Even if you're on a podcast, right? Yeah.
Right on. I got you, man.
So that's a position of concern. Now, everybody brings up defensive tackle, but they bring it up because they aren't sure what Mozzie Smith can do. Well, they've got Solomon Thomas. They got Osa Odigizua. Now, they need some depth there. They need some big body depth there. Once Micah gets back, the defensive end position is going to be pretty strong, I think, between assuming he gets on the field and not passes up like $1.4 million not to be on the roster the first week of the season. Ezeruku has really stepped up as a rookie. He's got something. Sam Williams is playing well. Dante Fowler is kind of the forgotten guy out there. Guy had 10.5 sacks last year. So I think outside, and Marshawn Nealon is looking like Marshawn Nealon was his rookie year until he had the knee injury. So at defensive end, I think they're good. I worry about the cornerback position. They haven't really settled the rotation at running back. The Miles Sanders knee injury, he just got back into practice Tuesday. I don't know where he is in the rotation. Jaden Blue still not back in practice. So you can just count on Javonte Williams as the starter, and the money suggests he's the starter. And the reps he got in the first game, which was none, suggests he's the starter. Now, what happens after that? I think Phil Maffa got his hand in the air of, I don't know if you can get me on the practice squad if I keep playing the way I did. They got Deuce some run yesterday a little bit, but I don't know that he's more than a third or fourth running back. They've been relying on Hunter Lipke quite a bit as a one-back, even in the nickel situation. And as Bill likes to say, kind of a Swiss Army knife guy, can do a little bit of everything. So I don't think that's settled. And to me, the backup quarterback The backup quarterback is still unsettled, and I think it was indicative when Schottenheimer was asked, who's your backup quarterback, and he said, I don't have to answer that question today.
Going to be
Sounds
very
like he's
interesting.
pleading the fifth.
Very interesting what happens Saturday night and then the following Friday night against Atlanta as far as the quarterback situation. All right, we got a cornerback in here in Everson Walls. And Heckman, let me ask you first there, and then Everson, you piggyback off this. Stephon Gilmore's still out there. How much would you feel better about this cornerback situation if Gilmore were on this team?
Yeah, I think when it comes down to a guy that's out there and no one else is taking a swing at him, then that tells me there may be some health concerns with the guy. So I think those would be my biggest questions
Probably
about
probably the same
something.
shoulder.
It's either his shoulder. I think it was his shoulder or leg. There was something going on there, but no one else is taking a swing at him. So we hadn't heard about anyone else bringing him in. I know
we don't know what his price is either.
Right, and they keep that all under the cloak of darkness. So when it comes down to the cornerback room, if you're going to ask me that question about what I'm thinking going into this game, my biggest question marks would be that cornerback room and how you haven't been able to solidify even any backups that you trust at this particular time.
Yeah, my concern is how they're handling the adjustment. To me, it's a no-brainer. If you have a veteran like Bland that can play outside, and then when it comes to passing downs, third downs, or whatever, you can bring him inside. You don't want to put anyone with less experience at that slot position. You want him to be on the outside because it's easier for a young cornerback to carry through with his responsibilities with that sideline at your back. Yeah. When you start talking about putting a young guy inside on the slot, where a wide receiver can work the entire field on someone with that lack of ability to play, I want to put that veteran inside, and Bland is accustomed to that, and then you put one of the younger guys outside. That still doesn't take away the problems that you have in regards to depth. But if you want to make that, to me, that one move right there is critical. You don't want a young guy inside on the slot. You just don't.
Everson, and I don't think people understand how hard it is to be a nickel corner in the NFL. They think you're the nickel guy. Right. Just come in and play whatever you want. I mean, it completely changes the dynamic of where you are on the field. And, really Mickey answered the questions about what are still the question marks. And even after all these weeks of camp, there are still blaring question marks that you have not been able to get answered. And for me, Sunday, I'm concentrating on this defense. I want to know, can Matt Eberflus's defense stop the run this year? That's all I want to know. I think I realize with CeeDee Lamb and all these guys on offensively, we're going to be pretty explosive on that side. But defensively, we haven't been able to stop the run. We got more edge rushers than we absolutely can shake a stick at. But in the interior of our line, can we get that fixed? Our young linebackers, I absolutely love. But Everson, as you know, if you go back over the league for the last 40 years, and I'm talking about to the Buddy Ryans, the defensive coordinators, Buddy Ryans, all the way through, guys have a base defense that they play. I haven't figured out what that is for him. What are we playing? What cover? And obviously they're keeping all those things vanilla. Yes. But at the same time, it's like, okay, we saw Dan Quinn use Micah in multiple places, edge, middle, a little 3-tech. He moved all over the place. Who are going to be those guys Sam Williams? Can he pair Sam Williams with Micah and make that the tandem? I mean, because a guy like Bill Belichick, as you know, he had all of those weapons at his disposal, but he had to use them a certain way. Right. And I'm looking at the same thing for Matt Eberflus. But on the other side, offensively, the running back position is still a thing of worry for me until they find a running back to be able to be balanced. Because as you know, if you become one-dimensional, teams pin their ears back and they come after you.
Well, Spags, I don't want to get you fired up over there again talking about our lack of ability to stop the run. But what I want to see, if you're going to play vanilla defense, then what we needed to find out yesterday is what players do we have out there when we're playing vanilla defense knows how to play football. It's just about their instincts. You want to know what players have good instincts playing vanilla defense. And I understood that when you were talking about that yesterday, Spags. I understand that. But what I also saw yesterday was those guys, while playing vanilla defense, a lot of them don't have the instincts to understand what an offense is trying to do to them. It has nothing to do with how you're playing your defense. It has something to do with what is your recognition as an individual. When I was out there trying to play, I saw Michael Downs out there as a rookie, undrafted free agent, Rice University. This man's going out there making plays as Michael Downs, a guy that you had never heard of. He didn't care nothing about what the scheme was. He knew how to come up. He knew how to fill the gaps. He knew how to do the basic things that a safety does who is plugged into the run defense. I want to see some Michael Downses out there who get it right away, and you say, that guy's a player. That's the guys I want to see out there, Spags. And I get it, the whole thing is all vanilla, but I still want to see who can stand out under that kind of pressure.
And, Mickey, you got 1 minute for your final Mick Shot from Oxnard to respond to what Everson just said.
I want to see what that looks like in the middle when Osa Digizua and Solomon Thomas are out there. Not Denzel Daxon, Jay Taioa.
Or Denzel Washington.
And I don't know.
Who's a big-time Cowboy fan,
Denzel
by the way.
Daxon.
Was it Perry and Winfrey? Let's go down the list.
And Perry and, yeah. So get the starters out there, and then let's see. Now, the depth could be a problem at this point because they need some young guys to step up. But this team's calling card's going to be the offense. Mm-hmm. And for that offense to be the calling card, this young offensive line has to play better. Otherwise, the skill guys, and you got a bunch of skill guys on offense, never get to show their skills. So the getting this offense solidified means the offensive line. Can Nate Thomas, who hadn't played in a real football game since 2023, hold down left tackle? Can Tyler Booker, who has not played in an NFL game, be able to excel at right guard? And can Terrence Steele start playing like the Terrence Steele when he earned a big contract? And since he had that ACL injury, we haven't seen that Terrence Steele yet. So a lot of this offense is going to depend on what that offensive line can do. And then I'll go back to the backup quarterback thing. I think that's far from settled.
Okay. Well, I think that does it from Oxnard, Mickey. Been a great 3.5 weeks, right?
Can't wait to see you back here, Mick.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
What size is
I'll
that shirt,
see
Mick?
you in the booth on Saturday night.
You hear me? What size is that shirt you wearing, Mickey?
What do you mean?
What size is the shirt you're wearing right now? I love the shirt you're wearing. I'm thinking about jacking it from you when you get here.
I think it's only a large.
What does that mean?
What does that mean, Mick?
Okay.
All right.
It means what it means.
Okay, and so Saturday night, AT&T Stadium, the Ravens, and then we'll be back here next Monday at 10 a.m. Central Time. Earlier start time, 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Monday and Wednesday. Mark that down in your calendar there, Everson.
Yes, sir.
And we'll see you Saturday night at the stadium.
Go Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club. How about this, Cowboys?